Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's podcast. I have a very important topic I want to address today, and it has to do with loneliness that people feel when they start a business. And to be honest with you, the journey of entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey, and it's very shocking to some people when they start a business and then the euphoria that came along with the start of the business dies down, and then they find themselves alone running the business and not knowing where to turn. So that's the topic I want to address today. So typically this is how it unfolds. You start your business and you're very excited about, your plan, what you want to do. So you go and register your company. You create a business card. You set up a website and everything is looking good. Your friends are very excited for you. Naturally, your family is excited. Everybody's pumped up for you and you're riding that momentum because you've started something very exciting and everybody wants to be part of it. And then all of a sudden, what happens is that all that euphoria and all that excitement that people are bringing to the table, that people are surrounding you with, all of a sudden dies down. And then you are left alone to run your business. And a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with that because you are used to having everybody around you. You felt like it was going to be a collective process. You felt like your family was going to be in it every day. Your friends were going to be part of it. And then you suddenly realize that actually this is about you. This is your business. This is your idea. This is something that you wanted to do. And so now you are left alone to do it. So it's a very normal experience and I have been through it. When I started giftcardrescue.com, I remember that, when we were doing the logo for the company, it was kind of like a decision by committee. I sent it to everybody I knew. I would send them every update of the logo, everything I had to make a decision on regarding the company name, the logo, the website design. I was pulling everybody in and getting all these feedback. And, I felt a lot of support. I felt the love. I felt like everybody was in it with me. They were very excited. And then I launched the business and then they all vanished. And it was because everybody went back to what they were doing. And I realized that I had to accept the fact that this was my gig. This was my choice. This was my business. And I remember I struggled a lot with it because there's a lot of decisions that you're going to make in business and you will feel alone. And the question is, who is going to be there for you to bounce ideas with? Who are you going to call for you, and that's where mentoring comes in, where you align yourself with the right mentors in your industry who've been there, done that, so that you can call them when you face a problem, that they can walk you through it. But you need to accept the fact that this is going to happen. Once the initial excitement dies down, you're going to be alone dealing with the business, the day-to-day decisions you have to make. And you're going to realize that there's a lot of decisions that you have to make on a daily basis. And you cannot wait and put together a team around you to make every little decision. You have to then get in the habit of making decisions quickly, most of the time with incomplete information. And so, one of the things that I will be addressing in my next podcast is that decision-making process. How do you make decisions in business when you have so many decisions you have to make? Your staff are going to come to you every day with things that you have to make decisions on. You personally will have to make decisions on things about the business, about strategy, about finances, about hiring, about marketing, about HR, about technology, about law, legal. Everything that has to do with the business is going to fall on you to make decisions about. And it can be very overwhelming. It can be very lonely. But what I want to assure you today is that feeling of loneliness is normal. If you start and all of a sudden you're feeling that you have no support, you have no foundation, you have nobody around you, you are not alone. Everybody goes through that. What you need to then realize is that you have to then begin to get in your own zone about how you make decisions. And you're going to try and fail and you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but you're then going to get to a certain rhythm where you know yourself and how you make decisions. So let me give you an example. When I have to make decisions, one of my rules is that I don't like to make snappy decisions. And I had learned that over time, that every time I react immediately, I usually make the wrong decision. So sometimes I would tell people who come to me with a question, and I'll say, no, let me think about it. Maybe give me a few hours to think about it, or talk to me about it tomorrow, or remind me at the end of the day. Because at that moment, I cannot make that decision. I need time to think about it. So you will get into your own zone about how you make decisions, and then you will begin to then apply that to future problems, future issues, future encounters that you have. But in the beginning, it will have to be try and error. And if you have a good network of mentors around you, people who have been in your industry, are in your industry and doing it right now, or people who've been there and done that, if you surround yourself with those kind of people, then you're going to get some support as to what to do, what they've experienced, how they think you should handle this situation, what you should avoid. But at the end of the day, it's going to be left with you to make the final decision. And you have to get comfortable with that very quickly. Because one of the key pillars of entrepreneurship, one of the key pillars of successful entrepreneurship, one of the things or the skills that you need to build to be a successful entrepreneur is that you have to be able to make decisions, make a lot of them, and make them quickly. So I guess the essence of today's podcast is to let you know that the loneliness that you feel as an entrepreneur is normal. There's also ways that you can ease that loneliness by getting mentors around you. And finally, you have to get into your own rhythm about how you make decisions. And so my next podcast is going to be talking about the steps that you have to go through to handle the big decisions, the small decisions, because they're going to come at you and they're going to come fast and furious. And it's going to be left to you to decide how the business goes forward. And there is a way to go about it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So that's the end of today's podcast. I want you to subscribe to our channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.